Being a criminal is probably one of the dumbest things someone can do in their entire lives. Now, I can understand and emphasize if someone became a criminal due to their harsh environment growing up and due to living in poverty. I can understand that to an extent, but once you become an adult, you have to realize right from wrong. You have to realize that being a criminal is not the best route to go, even though I know that sometimes life can be very hard for other people. And you should never ever underestimate the police, because the police, especially in this day and age, the police, they don't stop. They do not quit. Sure, yeah, we still have a lot of cold cases, but bro, the technology in this new generation is going to guarantee that a police investigation will reach your doorstep. Even if it takes up to 40 years, a police officer will still ask you about a crime you committed 40 years ago, even if that crime has been a cold case, man. And now that I'm talking about criminals, now that I am stating that I believe that criminals are the dumbest people on earth, you're probably asking yourself, yo, big bro, why do you think this? Why do you believe that committing a crime in the big 2025 is the dumbest thing someone can ever do? Well, my thought process for making this video and telling you guys why being a criminal is the dumbest thing you can ever do is because, one, not only is it morally wrong, because when you commit a crime, you are officially morally wrong, even though there are some gray areas when committing a crime is for the greater good. But for the most part, you know, I'll say roughly for 90% of the time, committing a crime is usually a selfish decision, and committing a crime usually is going to cause harm on others, whether it's physically, financially, or mentally. Now that we got the morality part out of the way, I'm also talking about the inconvenience of committing a crime, especially in big 2025, because bro, every single street has a camera, whether it's the street light, whether it's sometimes even the stop sign, whether it's the Ring doorbell cameras that are located at the front and the back of many, and I mean many houses and countless buildings right now, bro. There are cameras literally located everywhere you turn. Even your phone can be a camera. Even your car that is turned off sometimes can be a camera or a recording device. And bro, technology right now is at an all-time high. So being a criminal in big 2025 is dumb. But on top of that, being a serial killer in big 2025 is the dumbest thing you can ever do. And the reason why I'm bringing up all of this, I'm bringing up serial killing, I'm bringing up committing a crime, I'm bringing up the morality of committing a crime, that is because in Dexter Ressurection, being a criminal and being a serial killer has caught up to Dexter in the worst way. Even though Dexter thought that he could get away with all of these murders, Dexter thought that he can get away with being a criminal for decades. Dexter really believed that all of the past crimes that he did, whether it was tampering with evidence, breaking and entering, home invasion, kidnapping, exploitation, and murder, serial killings, Dexter thought that he could get away with this. He actually framed James Dokes, and by framing James Dokes, that is a crime in itself. He caused the death of LaGuerta and Deborah, even though inherently he didn't really do these things with intent. Dexter's actions caused them to die. Now, those deaths are not on Dexter's hands completely. They're still on his hands. Dexter really thought that he could commit all of these heinous and disgusting crimes, but he didn't realize that the police, the strong arm of the law, they are not going to forget this, especially Batista, because Batista, bro, has been on his ass ever since the first episode of Dexter Ressurection started, bro. Now, remember, Dexter is the best serial killer of all time. Remember, I hate all serial killers. All serial killers deserve hell. They deserve to die. They deserve to get every single terrible punishment imaginable. But Dexter, he is kind of an anti-hero or like a punisher, because he does take out bad people. He does kill a lot of serial killers. But remember, even though he is doing it for the greater good, he's still committing a crime by killing these serial killers. So remember, Batista has been hunting Dexter for the entire season. This is showing to us that Dexter is not going to get away with the crimes that he committed in Florida. And Batista is not stopping the hunt for Dexter anytime soon, because in Dexter Resurrection episode 7, we are looking at Batista. He is literally getting closer and closer and closer because he is so resilient to all of the roadblocks that are put in his way because of this investigation in New York. And remember, in the last episode, we saw Mamma Mia's death. Mamma Mia died because Prater put out a hit on her. He called Charlie so that Charlie could assassinate Mamma Mia, but Charlie couldn't get to her in time, so that she now had to contact that disgruntled police officer, so that police officer became the person to be the killer of Mamma Mia. But the reason why I'm bringing up Mamma Mia is because Dexter, he put that watch that was actually found at the hotel. And remember, that watch is from that disgusting rapist that tried to rape that girl, but Harrison killed that rapist. But Dexter tried to plant that watch on Mamma Mia. He tried to frame her. But so far right now, when you're looking at the legal papers, it's working. But behind the scenes with the police officers and the detectives, a couple police officers, 2 in fact, they are not buying this story. And the 2 police officers are Angel Batista and Detective Claudette. Now Detective Claudette, she really is on Angel Batista's side, but she's trying to wait for the legal system to process. She's trying to wait. Batista is not trying to wait. Batista, he knows that Dexter is a serial killer. He knows that Dexter is behind the framework of Mamma Mia's incarceration and untimely death. But Batista is wrong for trying to state that Dexter was the one that got Mamma Mia killed. That's false. Mamma Mia got killed because of Prater, even though it kind of had to do with Dex, because Dex did get her incarcerated. Dexter was not the one that killed her, if you know what I'm saying. But Batista, he is not stopping. He is literally looking at this and he's basically licking his lips, telling himself that, okay, a roadblock just came in my way. Well, I don't care. I really don't care about roadblocks. I'm going to jump over this roadblock. I'm going to use this roadblock as a hurdle. And that's what Dave Batista did, because this nigga Dave Batista, he really is unrelenting. He somehow found Dexter's new address, because remember, Dexter has been renting Blessing's house, man. He has been renting Blessing's basement. So Dexter is living there, and Batista tried to give Dexter a visit, but Dexter was not home at the time. But there was one person that was home at the time, and that is Blessing. And bro, bless Blessing's heart. Blessing is a great character, but Blessing is too trusting. Blessing, he makes friends too easily. And as soon as Blessing saw Batista, I thought to myself, oh shit, Blessing is going to become such good friends with Batista. And that's exactly what happened, because at the end of the episode, when Dexter, he got back home after killing one of the Gemini twins, because remember in the last episode, Dexter killed that first Gemini twin because that Gemini twin was onto Dexter. But after he killed the first Gemini twin, he didn't know that there was another twin. So after Dexter gave his little presentation at that weird serial killer banquet, and we also saw the presentation from Rapunzel. Rapunzel's a weird ass nigga. He likes strangling women. Fuck that nigga. But after giving his presentation and after being consulted by Prater, and Prater was glazing Dexter's presentation, Dexter walked up to the other Gemini twin and he was gloating. He was bragging to his face, telling him, I killed your brother. What you gonna do about it, little nigga? And the Gemini twin tried to kill Dexter, but Dexter, remember, Dexter, he is Hitman. Dexter is not human, in my honest opinion. This nigga can kill anybody. And Dexter killed one of the Gemini twins in front of everybody. So after all of this, Dexter, he went back home. He met with Harrison. They did that college tour in time. Dexter wasn't too late, and there was a little awkward situation where we saw Dexter and Harrison being confronted by Claudette at that college tour. But after all of this, Dexter came back home. He wanted to unwind, wanted to rest, wanted to get some sleep. But then he heard some salsa dancing upstairs. He heard some good Hispanic music upstairs. And Dexter, he literally had a lot of flashbacks at that moment because he really remembered that, wow, this music sounds so familiar, until he realized this music sounds like it's from Miami. This music sounds like it's from Batista. Then Dexter went upstairs. He confronted Batista, and Batista and Dexter were staring at each other, and you could feel the tension in the room. But Blessing, remember, this is because of Blessing. Blessing, he literally is so trusting, bro. Remember, he's trusting Dexter. He doesn't even know that Dexter's a serial killer. He can't even tell that Dexter has a lot of red flags. So Blessing has trusted Batista, and now they're literally dancing upstairs. And Batista and Dexter, man, I thought they were about to fight, but they didn't fight just yet. Dexter told Batista, let's go for a drive and talk. And when they were driving, bro, this is where I realized Dexter is not gonna get out of this, bro. Batista is a dedicated detective. The police will never forget, and Batista has not forgotten about Dokes. He has not forgotten about Deborah, and he has not forgotten about LaGuardia. So they're basically confronting each other inside the car, and it gets to a point where Dexter had to kick out Batista from the car. But bro, Batista did something that made me realize that Dexter is not gonna get out of this, bro. Batista purposefully left his AirPod in the car, so now Batista has a tracker in the car. Remember, the police, bro, you can never sit down with the police. They're going to track you. They're going to record you. Dexter had to have been smarter than that, bro. But the reason why I had to make this video is to show that being a criminal in 2025 is the dumbest thing you could do, because, bro, surveillance cameras are everywhere. Recording devices are everywhere. In the day and age of the peak era of technology, being a criminal is the dumbest thing anyone can do. I can understand if you came from rough environments that caused you to become a criminal, but bro, when you become an adult, try to get a job, bro. Try to get a job. Try to get some money through the right way, because bro, being a criminal is going to lead to one or two things: death or incarceration. But in between these two features of being a criminal, there is always going to be a police investigation, and the police investigation is always going to be intense, and the police investigators and detectives are always going to be on your ass. And this is the same exact situation that's happening with Dexter. Batista is on this nigga's ass. Batista, he is not letting up until he gets what he wants, and that is Dexter behind bars, man. But that's the end of the video. This episode was pretty peak. I really like this season so far. I really like this series so far. What do you guys think of the episode? I'm out. Peace.